next speaker is Mr. Cleon Namken. He's going to speak to us about some of the EQIP opportunities and some of the requirements. And they open doors for some people to upgrade their irrigation systems and get some assistance in doing so. A little background, Mr. Namken began his NRCS career in 1983 as a field engineer in the Tahoka field office after earning an agricultural engineering degree from Texas Tech University. He has then served in the position of staff engineer on the Big Spring, Austin, Temple, Vegas, and Lubbock area office staffs. He is currently on the Temple State office staff, working as an irrigation engineer located in the Lubbock field office. And he again is a competent person in this field that we've asked him to talk on. So I'd like to welcome Mr. Cleon Namken to come address us.
Well, how are y'all doing?
Hello.
While he gets this wound up, a couple of issues I need to address. Jerry showed a picture of his son, Aggie Tractor. And Jerry, what makes you think your wife is going to let your boy go to A&M?
It'll be the second one at A&M.
His wife's a Red Raven.
Oh yeah. One of the only two real schools? Texas A&M and Sunday school.
I've got some handouts that I'm not going to hand out. They're going to be on this table up here. They're copies of the water quality fact sheet, the water quality tests, copies of the NRCS subsurface drip irrigation general specification. There's a few copies of the micro irrigation specification and a copy of the micro irrigation design requirements. Before I get into talking about some of those, we will talk about some of the EQIP opportunities that y'all have. And of course, y'all as farmers know about the EQIP program and our cost share programs. And then we'll also talk about the NRCS micro irrigation design requirements that we've developed for the cost share EQIP contract for micro irrigation. EQIP is the Environmental Quality Incentives Program. I think y'all are mostly familiar with that. We've started the EQIP program since 2002. Within the EQIP program, we have different fund codes, and the primary fund code is the county-based fund. We have statewide resource concerns that are funded as special programs. And the statewide resource concern that we're concerned about here today is water quantity irrigation. And we have what's called the Ogallala Aquifer Program, or Ogallala Aquifer Irrigation. And also, I don't know if anybody here is from that area, but there's a Seymour Aquifer. And these are special funds, additional money set aside besides the county-based funds. There are other statewide resource concerns. One of them is the prairie chicken program. So if you're a prairie chicken guy, you can get special funds to develop prairie chicken habitat. And a number of programs like that. There are a lot of EQIP funds out there, a lot of EQIP programs. Here's a listing of all the different programs from 2009. So there's a lot of stuff going on with EQIP. The other program that is a primary cost share program is the AWEP program. It's the Agricultural Water Enhancement Program. This is a program that's sponsored by a sponsor who writes a proposal to NRCS and requests funding for, in our case up here, irrigation practices. Up here on the Ogallala, this was a sponsor with the Texas Water Development Board. The AWEP program was funded, is funded, it has been approved for 5 years. We got our first funding last year in the 2009 EQIP program. The money was laid on top of the EQIP dollars. It was about $5 million up here on pipelines, which really helped out because in 2009 EQIP funding was pretty low. And a third fund that I need to talk about, or cost share opportunity, is the Texas State Soil and Water Conservation Board. They do provide, we have a group of people who write plans and develop contracts working out of Hale Center. They work directly for the state, Texas State Soil and Water Conservation Board. They do have some limited funds for different practices, including irrigation practices and micro-irrigation systems. And I will mention that the EQIP and the AWEP programs are funded through a ranking process. If y'all have received EQIP dollars or EQIP contracts, y'all know that you make an application, you get ranked, and then you compete with everybody else for those dollars. The Texas State Soil and Water Conservation Board do not do a ranking system. The EQIP and the AWEP micro-irrigation contracts require an irrigation system conversion. So if we're going to do drip irrigation, we're going to convert from an existing irrigation system. We don't convert from dry land into drip. And NRCS up here in Ogallala will not convert dry land into irrigated crops. The common conversions that we do within the EQIP program are surface irrigation to micro irrigation. That's very common. We also allow side roll sprinkler or wheel line irrigation systems to micro irrigation. And we also cost share conversion from an old center pivot to micro irrigation. That center pivot has to be certified as being at least 20 years old or older. We do that. Micro irrigation is a cost share on a per acre basis. The cost share rate, I even hesitate to call it a cost share rate because we don't call it that anymore. The payment rate is based on the spacing of the tape, and the per acre cost includes everything downstream from the filter station. So as you bring the water from your wells to a filter station location, from that point downstream through the filter station, through all your pipes and manifolds, valves, your tape, down to your flush lines, flush line valves, all of that is cost shared on a per acre basis, a single payment. We don't separate out any components of that system. And that's just a lot easier for us. And some of y'all were asking about cost sharing and 30-inch spacing. And we have cost share rates set up for that.